Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I have a video today from manguide.
I have seen recently more and more female professional matchmakers expressing their frustrations with matching people and or just blatantly quitting because they feel like, some people have unrealistic expectations. In your experience,
Matching people or women?
Who do you think is more difficult to match successfully, men or women?
And sisters, don't beat me up because I love y'all. But women do have more unrealistic expectations. And honestly, when you're successful, you get to do everything you want. You get to choose the house you want. You get to choose the car you want. You get to customize your life. And here's one area that I feel like they try to customize and it's difficult.
The mating marketplace right now, we're in a time where we have an oversupply of successful women in the mating marketplace.
Wait, one more time. An oversupply of successful women?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the worst place for a young working woman who wants to reproduce to live would be New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, any big urban center, because she is surging ahead in her education, in her money. The men are, because, and I should say, the other piece of sociology is that when you put sex out into the culture in high supply, which is happening because women can now enjoy their body's pleasures for their own sake. They don't need marriage to have sex.
Correct.
They don't need to market their vaginas as sign me up so you'll take care of me. And what happens to a culture when there's so much easy, free sex? Men lose ambition. Men sit at home in their mom's basement and play games and text into a hookup any night of the week. And so the women are upset.
Not every man, but yes, a lot of men and that can do that are gonna do that. And women, they're just kind of like freaking game.
Because the men aren't achieving. But it's actually the preponderance of sex in the culture that's creating the loser guys. Loser in there. So my advice to those women.
Oh, so it's our fault somehow?
Women all the way is stop going after your idea of a power man. Your idea of a power man might just be a guy who can power a stroller. Look at those blue-collar workers, those electricians and plumbers and guys who are fixing your roads who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Stop being an elitist.
True.
Start thinking about what your family needs if you want to create a healthy nest for kids.
Men don't care about successful women. They prefer kind, gentle, traditional women. A male CEO can marry a female secretary, but a female CEO can never marry a male secretary.
Something I've observed in my matchmaking business is that women who are smart, independent, and successful tend to struggle the most in their dating lives. And I believe this is because of hypergamy, which basically means that women tend to want to date up. They want someone who's superior to them financially and in status and in IQ. And so what happens is the more money a woman makes and the more independent she becomes,
She thinks she deserves more.
the more her dating pool shrinks, because the pool of men that she is going to be attracted to is going to be smaller. But the problem is men date based on a different criteria. Men are not dating women based on their wealth. They're not dating women based on their IQ. They're dating them based on, is she going to be a good mother to my kids?
I mean, IQ might have a part of. I'm not saying we're discounting IQ completely here.
Is she nurturing? Does she make me feel like a man? Is she attractive? And so you have this imbalance. And it becomes a bigger problem as women get older, because then they start competing with women who are 5, 10, 15 plus years younger than them. And again, because men are not dating off the same values and criteria, it makes it harder for them to find a mate. And I think this stems from a few different things. One being feminism. The road to hell was paved with good intention. I don't think feminism is a bad thing, but I do think it's unsurprising that the more independent women have become, the more childless and single they've stayed. And also the destruction
I mean, it makes sense, actually.
of the family nucleus. As divorce rates started to rise, you had more moms telling their daughters, don't ever put yourself in a position where you have to depend on a man. And was the juice worth the squeeze? Let me know what you think in the comments, and follow me for more.
All I could do was just laugh while listening to this. The reason why these types of women struggle in dating is because they try to become the men they want to date. Plus, the women who she describes in this video are more masculine than embracing their feminine side.
Our generation has become so sick. We have turned the most beautiful thing, finding a partner, into something so ugly that we now think you can form a deep, genuine connection with anyone. There are billions of people in this world. you
Which is crazy, by the way, that people think that you can just do this with anybody you want.
can always find someone hotter, smarter, richer, better body, taller, more fit, whatever you're looking for, younger. But you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find that connection that you built with someone special. You're not going to find that in everyone. And that's what we are taking for granted in today's dating world. Just because you see a hotter person pop up on your screen. Building a connection is saying, hey, I love what I have with this person. I'm going to make it work. And I don't care who comes by, they're not going to interrupt this bond. Because this bond is special and bonds cannot be replaced. So yes, you can replace the physical body. You can replace something better looking, but you cannot replace the soul connection that you have. And some of you need to just sleep on that. That's all.
The juice ain't worth the squeeze, and men have long understood this and backed out.
I find that single women use this as a metric on compatibility, and it drives me absolutely crazy as a matchmaker. And I think that so many are using this in a way that prevents them from finding love. I'm Kat. I'm a matchmaker, dating coach, and host of Dear Matchmaker podcast. And I'm going to share something that just happened recently with my matchmaking client, in which I'm trying to help him find matches. And I got this correspondence from her. Okay, so here's the email that I got from her. She says, in my dating experience, I'm seldom attracted to anyone under 5'10". Even then, I'm bending, but understand it's an average height and I'm okay with it. So first off, 5'10" is not the average height of a man. Second, she's 5'4". Yeah. So let me just share you some facts about men's height. Please. According to the CDC, the average height of a man in America is 5'9".
My short ass is 2 inches lower, but I'm an average for an Asian.
So when women have this stipulation that a man can't even have an average height, she's already eliminating a good majority of the dating pool. Now, like here's 80%. Where it gets even a little bit more trickier. One of the key metrics I hear in this office all the time is that the man must be 6 feet. Now, I know there's a little bit of a difference between 5'10" and 6 feet. She didn't put 6 feet in the email, but I know that's exactly probably what she meant. And so here are some stats about that. All right, so the United States, according to the Google, that 14.5% of men in the United States are 6 feet. Now this is all men in America, 14.5% are 6 feet. So out of that 14.5, we narrow it down even more. To geographically, is he near you? To his age, is he around your age range? To the other criteria that women have as far as career and as far as education, and as far as children and goals and aspirations and values. And then to top it all off, he needs to be into you, right? So a man has to fit all of this criteria and then has to be also interested in you. So when I hear women complain about how there's no good men out there, and then I ask them about this criteria that they have, to me, they have set themselves up for complete failure, complete impossibilities due to these ridiculous metrics that they have put on what they are seeking in a potential partner. Is he compassionate? Is he kind? Is he empathetic? Is he understanding? Is he the type of man who's willing to be there, your ultimate cheerleader, to be able to support you and encourage you? And does he have passions and goals and dreams? All these kinds of things. But no, is he 6 feet?
What do men do? Does she like me? Does she reciprocate? All right, I can work with everything else, as long as those two things are there.
Please.
Hardly any men are over 6 feet. Your stats are on point. Girls need a reality check.
I mean, once you get to like 6'2", then it drops to like 7% of men. Like 6'2" and above is very rare.
Honestly, I usually hate matchmaker content, but this is great.
How hard is it to deal with so many girls that have ridiculous standards that they don't necessarily qualify for the man that they think they do?
What do you tell them? I usually tell them you have two choices. You either self-improve or you lower your expectations. Those are the choices.
And we know chicks aren't going to self-improve because they're special.
But she paid for the first date. She put out.
What the fuck?
She put out And she's also just lost her job, and she is 5'3" and 180 pounds. She needs to be losing 60 pounds in the next.
I'm 5'7" and a 150. Gee.
12 months. If you want this kind of man, as an anecdotal guy, to wife you, right? Otherwise, he's not going to take you seriously. You are the easy chick, and that is the reality. So I'm straightforward that way, but that's part of you either self-improve or you lower your expectations. That's those.
Only
Adaptation is evolution. When there are no wives, I don't know why men still get married. That's extinction.
So I don't recommend dating down. They always bite the hand that feed you, and they get resentful. Stop dating down. Do not date potential. Date what they have now, because that's all you're getting. So they can nurture you and take care of you and love you and grow with you. It's not the other way around. Who's like given this information? It blows my mind. Where are the parents in all this?
I think that their mindset is that a woman is supposed to bring that peaceful feminine energy so they can go out there and be like, you know, the brutalists and super masculine and whatever. In their mind, you know, they're the super alpha male. I think that's why they say that.
But what about, look, if women are in a constant state of fear all the time. If you don't make her feel relaxed and her nervous system's resets to a state of calm, how is she going to make you feel calm? Like, you got to stop putting it on the women.
If she is always in a state of fear and can't be calm in the safest time in society ever for women, she's the problem.
Women, I'm done with that stuff. I'm not blaming women anymore. It's a lot has to do with men. And I know they're going to come for me because I'm a woman, but I study both sides of the street and I analyze. I look what's going on. I listen to my community, and I get DMs to the cows come home all day long.
No, I think that you're actually right, Patty. And even if for the members of my Christian audience that would be looking at this from a biblical perspective, I think you are correct, because when we talk about like a husband is supposed to lead with love, you have to love your wife first so that then she feels comfortable kind of like
supposed to lead with logic,
you know, being under your headship. Like if you are not loving her and being gentle with her and kind.
Nowhere it says that we have to be gentle with her. What the hell are you talking about?
And patient.
Simple answer. Men are always dragged no matter what they do, so we out of the game, and now we don't want to do anything for a woman anymore.
Bye! It's funny because men tell women they're so delusional all the time, and then matchmakers come tell women they're delusional all the time. Studs come and tell women they're delusional all the time. Yet women are out there. We're wonderful. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. Catch you guys next time. Ciao.